What's up guys, welcome back to another video and welcome along to F1 25, my team career mode. Of course, heavily changed for this year, you can see on screen. We're putting our first name in, which is just going to be Hazard, you know, but we are going to create our manager, not driver, manager this time round. As you can see, our owner avatar. So we're going to choose an owner, not a driver. Well, we're going to choose drivers. As we walk off back towards the building, and here is our facility. A people manager is the head engineer, or the chief financial officer is our professional background. So of course our people manager is going to help personnel focus and everything. Our head engineer is going to help our performance on track, I would presume, and our chief financial officer is going to help with sponsors, finance, and getting more cash into the team. So as you can see, you might suffer the boardroom and the politics, but the garage has always been where you have felt the most at home. Your team's success will be measured on the track, making the endeavour primarily an engineering challenge, and you've always loved these. Your experience and knowledge in that field. Chief Financial Officer. No F1 team can survive without a sound grasp of the money. So we're going to choose the personnel one. We're also going to go with starting facility investment. We're going to go advanced. And then we're just going to, as you can see, skip through creating our team emblem, team badge. That's easy to say. Team colors, as you can see, a very nice facility in the background. As you can see, now we're going to corporate. We're going to choose our main sponsor. So we've got between Xeon, or however you say that, X Forming, and Seren. So we're going to choose the middle one, which wants us to finish 10th or better in the Constructors' Championship, which is near impossible considering we're not going to be the worst team on the grid. So this is just showing us what we need to do with the title sponsor. I'm going to choose an engine now, and I'm going to choose, well, you have to consider how expensive it all is, so we're going to probably choose, not the best one, but probably the Red Bull powertrains, as it's got, you know, it's middle. It's got the same performance as the Mercedes, a little bit less durability, and you save 100,000. So we're going to choose the Red Bull powertrains. Then moving on to drivers, this is an extensive list, but as you can see now on screen, we are going to fast forward a bit because that took ages to decide, but we're going to go with Richard Verschoor from F2 and Mark Webber. With that all done, then we're going to advance and move on.
Very special live stream. Great to be with you all, because today we're going to witness history.
That's absolutely right, Natalie, because for so many years we've wondered exactly what 11 teams would look like on the grid. Guess what? Today is the day we find out.
And we are here at the team's state-of-the-art HQ. We'll be seeing their brand new car very soon, but behind every team, behind every car, there's one person central to it all.
Yes, and they're a really popular character up and down the paddock, with great energy and years of experience in managing people to success. The question is, how will they balance that arm around the shoulder approach, all whilst having to deliver performance on track?
And we'll be seeing more behind the scenes as the season progresses. But of course, it is all about what happens on track. So, without further ado, let's see the fruits of their labour, the brand new 2025 car.
Well, thank you all for joining us. The team have done an incredible job. The car looks sensational.
It certainly does. Congratulations, and all the very best for the season ahead.
Well, there you go then. There is our car for the 2025 season in this game. Our first season as a team. as Hazard Racing. So we're going to look at the activities, which is a very cool new feature. As you can see, they've adapted it to be into the 4 different areas of development on the team. So we've got the corporate, personnel, development, and team owner. So here we go with the owner. You can see messages, owner training, which you'll look into, but most of it is locked, so we're going to have a look at that in the next episode, probably after our first race here today, which is Australia, of course, following the real life calendar. As you can see, fan racing as well, that's going to be a big part of what makes our car and our performance, as you can see on screen, go well. So they see our goals, I guess, long-term objectives as well, accolades, there you go, and also our team stats if we ever want them later in the season. So looking ahead though, we've got development. We're looking at aerodynamics, chassis, powertrain, durability as usual. But in terms of improvement, we're probably going to look at the engine and powertrain, just because, why not? We've got enough resource points. We've got, we just spent some, we've got 100 left. But yeah, we've got a little bit of money, so we're just going to advance some time, and we're going to get our first person talk to us.
So, we're going to need to open talks with drivers for next season. They could be ours, or are currently driving for other teams. You should head to the driver comms page to see who you want to consider.
I did do this, but I might sign the people, so I don't want to give away anything for future seasons. Now we're going to go to the grid for 2025. There you go then, there was the grid for the 2025 season, including our car and drivers. Skipping more time then, and we're going towards the Australian Grand Prix weekend.
Hey Chief, engineering need your attention on something.
We need to do something here in terms of the engineering. We're going to favour Mark Webber, and also we have forgot to develop the part of the powertrain that we upgraded. So the rotor speed, go into single develop because we can't apparently do double yet. Standard, I forgot. Okay then, that's good. I've pressed B instead of A. Anyways, so we are probably going to get that on the car. Looking further into the research though, we're going to look at the aerodynamics. We're going to look to get some front downforce on. Oh no, we can't because we haven't got enough resource points. So then that has come in terms of research then for the rotor speed, and we're going to upgrade that onto the car. It said it's going to take, like 10 days, so it's going to come in after the next episode. So we're going to see them for development. Well, we're going to advance time towards the race.
Hey, Chief,
our final activity
we've
is
got
done.
Multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
Yeah, so we're just going to go get that onto the car now. We're going to purchase the upgrade then, because as you just saw, I forgot to. So that was good. So yeah, we're going to go back to powertrain. We're going to go on to rotor speed. We're going to single development. And we're going to press A. And we're going to press A again for single development. Standard 13 days. That will come in after the Chinese Grand Prix, which is the next race. So it's now time to look at any more research that we can do. No, probably not, because we've got 664. Of course, you can upgrade the facilities as well, but we're going to go to the race weekend. And this is where we choose who we're going to control. I would say we're going to control Mark Webber for this weekend, but we might alternate between in races, like what second race do for sure, then Mark Webber again. But as you can see now, just coming into the race weekend, that would mean we get 12 races with each as well. But it depends, of course, in terms of if we need to, help a driver more or less than the other. So looking at the race weekend, and it's going to be dry, of course it will be, in Australia for the full weekend. So here we are after qualifying. We get 861 R&D points. That puts us up to over 2,000. Now we're going to go into qualifying.
And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
Unfortunately, the music on Xbox doesn't overlay, so I've had to put my own music in. So hopefully you're enjoying that throughout the episode. But going out for our first lap here in Q1 as Mark Webber. His home Grand Prix, obviously, in the first race. So we're probably going to do the Shaw's home race as well. Someone's already locked up, but as we're going to start our first lap here on F1 25. Going down into turn 1, braking late, hitting the apex. Albon sets the fastest lap on the power. Very easy to get the power down on this game, except with tyre wear. When you get stupid tyre wear up to around 40%, it becomes difficult. Our first lap puts us P5 out of all of those that have done a lap. And later in Q1, we're coming around with 1 minute 30 left on the clock to start our lap time. We're one of the first ones. We are down in 14th place out of 22. We should be, well, we are currently safe as it stands. We've gained 2/10 and cross the line and go up to 11th out of 22. That should be enough to see us Mark Webber through into Q2, and it is. Antonelli topping Q1 with Gasly in second, Piastri in third. Where's Lando Norris? Lando Norris is out in P18. Our teammate Richard Verschoor down in P21. But Lando Norris knocked out in the first qualifying in Australia in Q1. So coming out then for Q2 as Mark Webber then. Still sunny in Australia, but we're down to just 16 runners now in Q2, starting our lap now as Nico Hulkenberg sets the fastest lap of the session. Taking a lot of grass on entry there, but now you can see we've got a purple middle sector and we're coming to cross the line, and it puts us P8. Our second lap now, we're coming around with 9 seconds left, so people are literally about to finish their lap times. We are currently in 8th, so we're going to see if we need to do this lap as we go round the track. Going into the middle bit, we are P9 and everyone's crossed the line, so we are through to Q3, which I didn't think we were going to do, but we have, knocking out Charles Leclerc, both Williams, Alonso. Gasly with a 5-second penalty though. That will help us hopefully going into the race weekend. And Doohan down in P16 and also Lance Stroll out. Q3 time now, and we have just started our lap. We're one of the last ones probably to start our lap here in Q3. We're on an old set of tyres as we come across the line, P10, and we stay P10. So not a very good lap at all, but that could just be old tyres as we start our second lap with 47 seconds left on the clock. Going down into turn 1, speeding this lap up then. As you can see, my beautiful driving on display. We are 1.2 seconds up. And as we come across the line, we're going to see we've got 24% battery left. And where's it going to be? P6 for our first qualifying session. That is an incredible result for Mark Webber. At his home Grand Prix, we're going to see then who is around us as we get our podium pass rating. Yes, Oscar Piastri's on pole then for McLaren at his home Grand Prix. Verstappen in second, then Tsunoda in third. Russell and Antonelli follow. So now it's going to be 29 laps around the Albert Park circuit, the street circuit, and we're going to go straight into the race.
The win over. It's time for Formula 1 2025. Yes, that long break that you've all been coping with so well can now be put to the back of your minds. It's on-track action and it's off-track drama. That's what we're looking forward to. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Tsunoda, Russell, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Webber, Hamilton, Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Charles Leclerc, Sainz, Albon, Fernando Alonso, and Gasly, Stroll, Doohan, Isaac Hadjar, and Lando Norris, Bortoletto, Lawson, Verschoor, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box today with the best view on what is about to unfold and some strong views on the action we're about to see, Naomi Schiff. New season, new dawn, and now 22 cars and 11 teams on the grid.
First of all, this is such an exciting time. I mean, to have an 11th team on the grid is exciting news for the sport. But for them today, I guess you would be really nervous. It's the first time you're going to be doing this. There is so much to learn. But at the end of the day, they've got to remember that expectations aren't that high. They've all been there before. They've all had their first race, and no one is expecting them to land on the top of the podium. So just learn to walk before you can run.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
Of course. No unnecessary risks here, but we are going to go for the two-stop. So, medium, hard, medium, because I already know my tyre wear is always terrible in F1 games because I can't look after tyres. So, we're taking the fuel out for this 29-lap race. We're putting 29.6 left in the tank, so we're going 0.6 over. We're going to see if we need that 0.6 extra fuel for the race, or if we're going to not need it at all. So going towards the formation lap, as you can see, it's telling me what to do because I have not played this game yet. This is literally my first race. Booted the game up, went straight onto my team, recorded this video. So we're underway for the first formation lap of F1 25. And as we come around the final corner, if you have pre-ordered F1 25, tell me if you're enjoying the game. Personally, I think it's a lot better. It's definitely an improvement to F1 24, but going towards the grid then, trying to get a perfect parking here, just warming the tyres up, final weaving, everyone on medium tyres around us, Hamilton behind us, Antonelli alongside us, Russell directly ahead. In P4, it's Oscar Piastri who is on pole position. So, as the rest of the grid lines up, it's Mark Webber in P6, and Richard Verschoor somewhere down there in P21, as we go towards the 5 red lights, towards the first Grand Prix on F1 25. It's lights out and away we go. It's a great start from us as we get in between both Mercedes, and alongside Antonelli, Russell's gone away on the inside. We're sticking it on the inside to Antonelli, who gets a better run out of turn 1 than us, and Hamilton's now alongside, and he's overtaken us from P7, so we're staying in P6. Hamilton up to P5, and ahead of us he's going for Antonelli. We've now got George Russell behind us as we're going through the fast chicane, and now Hamilton might have a look at Antonelli. Is he going to go round the outside, down into the reprofiled corner, of course, and Antonelli with the inside, but it's not enough, and Hamilton has the better traction on the mediums. Looking back then, here is the start. Piastri on pole from Verstappen, Tsunoda, Russell, Antonelli. Webber held for a very long time, as you can see, and eventually we get underway. And it's a very bad start from Piastri. Verstappen immediately overtakes him, going down into turn 1, cuts across as well before getting to turn 1, and he even almost got overtaken by Tsunoda. In the background there you can see us and Antonelli fighting. Hamilton getting the move on us. He's overtaken. And then we actually go down the inside of Hamilton, but we can't make anything of it. We think better of it and actually just don't go for the move. So lap 2 then, and DRS is enabled now instead of lap 3. Earlier on lap 1, Hamilton versus Antonelli, you saw this fight in front of us. There's the move from Hamilton. A lot of exit curve from Hamilton and a little bit of grass, as you can see on this front tyre. But lap 3 now, Hamilton's pulled away from Antonelli, and we've now got the DRS on Antonelli. We're not going to make a move into the fast chicane. We're going to go through the chicane, get the better exit, better turning. He's on the curb, we get the DRS, and we're going to easily breeze past Antonelli up into P5. Hamilton's actually overtaken Piastri, who's on the hard compounder tyre. That would explain his bad start. But Verstappen is running away with it, as you can see on the mini-map. So we are now up into P5, it's Antonelli behind us, and yellow flags ahead. What could that possibly be as we come through? And it's going to be Lewis Hamilton with an engine failure. He's pushing for the top 2, and now he's going to be pushing his car out of the race as he parks along the side of the track and retires from the race. So we inherit P4 now on our first race weekend. Mark Webber, sorry, claims P4, not us. We are merely the manager, but Antonelli has re-overtaken us by lap 7, and we have now got the DRS. We'll look at how bad the tyres. I told you we'd need to do a 2-stop as he send it down the inside of Antonelli. Are we going to get this move though, as he stayed alongside with us, and because of how bad our tyres are, we're just going to let Antonelli keep the move around the outside. As lap 8, we know we can get him here. The DRS, a little bit of battery maybe, but actually no, we're going to be on the defensive. We're going to have to use our battery for defence as George Russell goes around the outside. It's going to be the same type of move as Hamilton did on Antonelli, as for some reason on that race, well, for some reason on the racing line there's more traction than there is on the inside. So lap 7 here is me sending it down the inside of Antonelli, as you saw earlier, and not getting the move done. Lap 9 though, and my tyres are dead. So this is why the 2-stop does come in clutch for me, because my tyres die very quickly, because all I do is slide, and yeah. So coming into the pits to get off the medium tyres. We're not the only ones coming into the pits, as we get rid of the medium tyres and throw on a set of hard compound tyres for Mark Webber. For sure then, as you can see on the side, he's up to P13, so not a bad race so far from him, starting from P21. So here's Norris then, lap 10, he's overtaking the Williams of Carlos Sainz. Norris, of course, starting from around, what was it, P18, he's now up to P7. Leclerc overtaking Antonelli. Russell's also overtaken Antonelli, he's up into P4. The Mercedes have been switching. Antonelli still alongside Leclerc, as you can see with the onboard driver view. Lap 11 here is Lando Norris once more. He's overtaking Antonelli again, as he goes down the inside on the fast straight with the DRS before the chicane. A very easy overtake for Lando Norris, who showing the power of the McLaren. Lap 12 then, and we're sending it down the inside on Gabriel Bortoleto. He's been holding us up for a few laps now, as we can't get the overtake, but we do now on lap 12 with better hard compound tyres. Here's the replay, just send it down the inside, brake later, take him by surprise, take the apex, and just squeeze him out. We're fine. And up into P16, Hajar is up next, or however you want to say his name, Hajar. As we get the DRS, open the DRS, we're going to go around the outside, a little bit of grass there on the right hand side. We're going to go right around the outside of Isaac Hajar, and into the fast chicane we go with a purple middle sector. DRS once more. Lap 14, Doohan comes into the pits, and we're going to get the DRS from him, which is very nice. Antonelli along Albon also in the pit lane. Lap 15 then, and you can see we're on board with Carlos Sainz, who's going into turn 1, and there's actually been a collision. There wasn't even a yellow flag, but a collision between the Red Bull of what I would guess is Yuki Tsunoda, and as you can see, Carlos Sainz has now got a broken front wing. Albon's ahead of us on lap 16, we've caught up to him with the better hard compound tyres. Albon's been on those tyres since the start of the race. Piastri's in the pit lane, and so is Albon, so I didn't want to overtake anyone anyway. We're just going to, you know, just get overtakes based on everyone pulling into the pit lane. So there you go, lap 21 now. Really nothing happening in this race. We've got a 10-second gap to Yuki Tsunoda, who is ahead of us. And Lando Norris is right behind us, and here he comes then. He's got the DRS. We're not even going to try with the battery. We already know with one more stop left, this is not our race. So Lando Norris from P8 to P4. So the incredible race from P18 from Lando Norris. We are back down to P5, but we have one more stop. Leclerc's also now coming at us, but we're going to defend from him. Lap 21 then. At the end of that lap, our hard tyres, they're not as bad as the mediums were, but we're going to come into the pit lane and now put on a second set of fresh medium tyres. But there's a mistake on the rear left tyre. as we trundle back down the pit lane, and that's going to cost us a lot of time as we come out the pit lane. There's George Russell. Are we going to beat him out the pit lane? Is he going to hit us? No, we're fine. Okay, so we've beaten George Russell out the pit lane, as you can see now on screen. We beat George Russell out of the pit lane by 0.2 seconds, and is he going to have DRS? I don't think so, but by lap 23 we are pushing on the medium tyres, catching up to the one-stops. There's yellow flags in the middle sector, though. We've got a 3.3 second gap to Ocon, which surely we can bridge, because Antonelli, Alonso, Ocon is a group of 3 up there, although Ocon's not joined that group yet. It's Isaac Hajar that's retired out of the race with an engine failure on lap 23. So lap 25 now, we've got a 2-second gap. Ocon's now caught up to them, and we are gaining a lot per lap. As you can see, green sectors everywhere you look for us, and this is why we're gaining so much time. Alonso and Antonelli just side by side throughout that final sector, and now that's costing a lot of time, and Ocon's going to look down the inside on turn 1 on Alonso, and now we have arrived lap 26. We have arrived to this group of 3, and this is for P6. So where we started, we are fighting then. We are in P9. We're just going to hang back though for a bit. Alonso, Ocon and Russell ahead. We can get all of these cars if we... Oh, sorry, Antonelli ahead. Ocon's overtaken both of them. I'm going to send it down the inside of Fernando Alonso, the unluckiest driver in the world in 2025. And we're going to move up into P8. Alonso P9. Albon in P10. He is 6 seconds off us though. Antonelli up next in the Mercedes. On lap 27, we've got 2 laps to overtake both of these cars if we can. But to lap 29, Antonelli's pulled a slight gap on us. We get a warning for track limits there. We're 4 tenths behind the Mercedes now. We've got 50% battery. That's probably not enough, so we're going to charge our battery through this tighter section of the track, as where we know we are not going to lose time. Here's the replay then of our overtake on Fernando Alonso on lap 27, 2 laps ago. Lap 22, here's Antonelli and Alonso, who were fighting, and this is the reason why Ocon and Webber both were able to catch up to both of them then. This is another titanic battle between the two, as they're throughout the whole 3rd sector and even through the final corner as they were earlier. This is an incredible battle. Who's going to get out on top? It's going to be Antonelli on lap 22 who overtook him, and lap 29 it's Max Verstappen who wins the race, but that doesn't matter to us right now as we got DRS. We're not going to use our battery yet. Well, we're going to use a little bit, but here's Charles Leclerc, who's going to overtake Lando Norris on the last lap, who's had an amazing race, but it's not going to show as Leclerc overtakes Norris. So Norris was actually ahead of Piastri then going into that final chicane, but it's not going to be enough as we send it through over the chicane. We're now going to use all our battery. DRS open in the slipstream of Antonelli. We're going to pull out to the inside. We're going to send it down the inside on Antonelli. We're going to make the move for P7. The 2-stop has worked. Here's the replay. Send it down the inside. Little amount of contact, maybe at worst. And we get to the apex first, get to the exit of the corner, and we get the overtake up into P7. But it is Max Verstappen who's going to win this race by 19 seconds over Piastri. So this race clearly not representative of what happened in real life. Leclerc's going to finish P3, Norris in P4, Tsunoda P5. And as you can see, I'm speeding it back up as Ocon's going to finish P6, some 16 seconds back. Then Webber in P7.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
And to get a victory at the first race of the season, this might be a sign of things to come. One thing's for sure is that this performance will be giving the team and the driver relief and confidence going into the rest of the season.
It's what they've all been racing towards, waiting for them. High above the pit lane is our podium. And for the lucky 3, it's time to stand on it. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So then Max Verstappen wins the first race of the 2025 season. On the game, our teammate Richard Verschoor finishes 15th out, from starting 21st, although 2 of those were DNFs. So still a very good race from him. And we're now going to go see the finances. We gain 80,000 from cost of repair, minus 20k, okay. Fan racing rating, we got some sentiment, so that's interesting. But going back to the HQ then, and this is going to be it for the first episode of my team on F1 25. As well, as we eventually get back, we get, oh, the research is complete for the rear wing as well, the front downforce actually, sorry. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time for more F1 25 content. Goodbye.